Every single ad creative you see on screen right now was completely generated using AI and prompting. In this video, I'm going to show you how to set this workflow up using Nano Banana 2 and Claude Code so you can generate unlimited on-brand ads for your business. And I'll be covering the one hack that actually makes these ad creatives quality and not AI slop, so make sure you stick around for that. By the end of this video, you'll have the chance to create unlimited ads for your business using Claude Code and Nano Banana and have creative generation at scale. No Canva, no Figma, no designer or designer skills. This is all you need. Specifically in this video, I'm going to be covering the social proof wall, feature spotlight, contrarian hook, competitive swap, and before and after. These are all common ad creative frameworks. I'm going to be showing you how to make each one, including the exact prompts that you need. Now, we're going to be running all of these different variations at the same time, just to show you how flexible Nano Banana 2 actually is when you set it up correctly and give it the correct prompts and information. So what do you need to make this happen? You need Claude Code, a Google API key, and the prompt pack. And if you want to follow along with the exact prompt pack, the setup guide, and all of the prompts I'll be covering in this video, that'll be for completely free down in the description if you want to grab that and follow along. The first thing you're going to need is Claude Code. If you go to Claude Code Docs, you'll have an entire setup right from Anthropic. If you have questions, you can just ask AI on the screen or ask any AI model and it'll help you download this. Essentially, all you're doing is just copying this right here, depending on the type of system that you're operating. Paste this into your terminal and boom, Claude Code will be set up. I also recommend Visual Studio. I'll be working in this. This essentially just wraps around your terminal. It makes Claude Code easy to use and more powerful because you could open up different windows, and I just think it looks a little bit nicer. So that's all you need for Claude Code, and then you need a Google AI Studio as well. It's aistudio.google.com. Go there, navigate down here to APIs. I'm going to grab an API key. We're going to create an API key, call it something, hit create API key, copy that, and make sure you save that. You're going to need that to connect to Nano Banana 2, which is generating the actual images, to Claude Code, which is facilitating everything. Claude Code, Nano Banana 2, and optional would be VS Code to just make everything look a little bit nicer. And just to make sure this is super smooth for you, once you have this key, you've created it, you've copied it, all you're going to do is copy that key, take it over to Claude, and say this. Hey, Claude, I have a API key from Google AI Studio that I'm going to use to generate images using Nano Banana 2. Could you please create me a .env file so I could store this key and I could use it to generate images? That's all you're going to say right there. You're going to create a .env file, which is a .environment file. This basically just gives Claude an environment file to have all of your API keys in so I could reference that safely and then do what you want to do. That's all you're going to do. You're going to give it this. I already have done this. I just going to hit enter, give it the API key and do that. And then just to confirm, you're going to say something along the lines of, hey, Claude, just want to confirm you could see my AI Studio Google API key so I could use Nano Banana 2. Don't show it on screen, please, but just confirm that you have that so I could use it. If Claude Code has it, it's going to say, hey, I have it. If it doesn't have it, it's going to say, hey, no, I don't have it. Please paste it here or do whatever you need to do. It's going to go ahead and look through all my folders. It's going to look for that API key in the environment folder. This is, yes, Shaz, I have this. I could see it in your settings. I'm not going to show it on screen. You currently use it in this, which I use all of my thumbnails, or all my thumbnails are made using this skill. The exact thumbnail you clicked on was made with AI. If you want to learn how to do that, make sure you check out the links in our description. I have all of our templates and everything there. All right, cool. You have everything set up. You have Claude Code running in VS Code or in the terminal. You have the Google API key and you have it synced with Claude Code. So now you can start to talk back and forth with these two AI models. And then finally, you have the prompt pack. If you downloaded that, again, it's free. That's not necessary, but might help you out with just copy and pasting. Next, let's cover why most ads don't work and why it's usually AI slop. It's because of the generic prompt. Generic input, generic output. And this is something you want to avoid. For example, this is a vague prompt. Let's say that we're working on YouTube ads. So we're literally YouTube marketing, like we're marketing YouTube as a platform. This is a bad prompt. Create a professional B2B ad for YouTube, clean and modern, showcasing YouTube ads for businesses. This is not enough, right? That's not enough to actually move the needle and give Nano Banana 2 and Claude Code enough information to work with. Because you could see in that previous prompt, Nano Banana 2, which is executing these, has to guess on a lot of different variables of the actual ad. What does red mean? It doesn't have a hex color. There's a bunch of different types of red. What typography and font does it want us to use? What photos can it use? What does B2B even mean? Like, what does that entail? Who are we actually going after? What you actually need to do is give it YouTube's actual specs, right? The actual color, the backgrounds, the font, the photo style, all these different things. So if you're marketing for your business, you have to give Nano Banana 2 the actual statistics and details of your business. And this is how you do that. You're going to build a brief. This is what's going to fix your issue. A brief is going to be given to Nano Banana 2 and Claude Code on what to do. It's a strategy brief of the actual guidelines for it to follow. And it's in depth and in detail, right? The exact color codes, typography, photography, positioning, current ad creative, like everything you're going to create in this one brief. And this is what separates a really good ad and Nano Banana absolutely crushing it from a really poor performing ad that looks like everything else and it's general slop. You're just going to waste your money burning it on ads if you run those types of creatives. It's the intelligence layer and what actually makes this work. So together, let's actually formulate this intelligence layer and the actual brief. So I'm going to go over to our little guide right here. I'm going to grab this prompt, copy it into Claude Code. Got cut off here. And again, this is going to give us the creative brief we actually need to go ahead and get good ads from Nano Banana. So act as a senior brand strategist for, again, we're going to pretend like we're working for YouTube because this video is on YouTube at www.youtube.com and create a brand intelligence document I could use to write precise AI images. Research these following things. So this will be easier to show you here. So when we give this to Claude Code here, let's go down. The only other thing we're going to change is right here, brand name. So you don't have to change anything down here. You're just changing at the top. We change this, and then we want to change this as well. So we're going to search the actual meta ads library for examples, YouTube. Now I'm just going to run this. And again, this is going to give us our creative brief to then give to Nano Banana to then generate all of the other ads, which we're going to be using these different prompts for in these different formats. Don't skip this step. This is what's actually going to separate a really good ad from a poor ad. This is what's going to get to Nano Banana to lock in on your brand. So there's no back and forth. There's no bad text or misbranding. It's all there. All right, and there you have it. Brand intelligence port for YouTube is done. The brand DNA, typography, colors, photography, ad style, image modifier. And what it did, it just scraped the entire internet. So it went to the actual brand documents from YouTube, evolution of YouTube over time, all of the different things. And you can see how specific is this? We're not just saying, hey, red and black and white. No, the actual colors from the actual logo. This is what we need. This is what's going to separate us from everyone else generating ads that are like, okay, this is going to be dialed into the brand that you want. At the end, it gave us a image modifier. So what this is basically a prompt to put when we're prompting Nano Banana. So it gives the actual brand colors here, the typography, the fonts, okay, photography style, and CTA. We're going to actually put this to the test now. And again, we're pretending that we work on the behalf of YouTube and we're creating ads to promote YouTube. This is going to be the project structure. So if you actually structure this for yourself, you should have ad creatives. You should have the brand intelligence, which is what we just generated right here. You should have that as the brain of under the folder. Then you'll have the prompts, which is the prompts we're going to cover right now under that. You don't have to worry about this. Claude Code will set it up for you automatically. And then the output folder is where all the images land. So make sure you're super organized when you're doing this. If you haven't watched my video on how to organize and set up Claude Code, especially for marketers or if you're in marketing, make sure you check out that video. It should pop up on screen or it'll be on my channel. This is how you want to stay organized. And let's start attacking these one by one here. We have a few different formats we are going to cover. Now, the first one I want to dive into is the social proof wall. There's no better way to advertise than with social proof. You can check our case studies up in the top right corner right now. We have like 8 to 10 client interviews. It's the best type of social proof. You want to run ads on the social proof to tell people you're good at what you do. So let's go ahead and copy this in here. And I'll just keep it in the same chat. I'm going to paste this in. Using the brand intelligence stock we just put together, please create the following ad for us. I'm just going to paste this in because it's set to do so. The pre-prompt has like white or very light background. I don't want to double up on the colors here, so confuse it. Center, let's see, what would be the center of a YouTube product? Let's do the YouTube Studio. YouTube Studio is like what creators use to judge how their channel is doing. Brand primary hex color, it should already have that right here, so I don't have to fill that in, which is amazing. Let's just run this and it should create us a social proof ad for us to use to market YouTube. All right, so this is what it gave us right here. And it made it in HTML, which I'm going to return to in a second, but I want it to actually give us a JPEG or a image PNG, and that's going to be using Nano Banana. So we have to adjust the prompt a little bit to make sure that can happen. Open this up in Chrome so I can visualize how this looks. All right, so this is what it got right here. Which honestly is not bad. So it's YouTube Studio. It has actual numbers right here. And if you wanted to edit it, like it said right here, in the description, you could open it up in HTML and you could just change up these numbers. So instead of 50 million, if you find 50 million, 50M, you could change this to, let's say 40M. That is how you could actually edit it. Could you please output this in a .jpg and open it in a folder so I could look at it that way? It's much cleaner. This is an ad, so I actually want to download it and use it. So let's see how it handles that. But I mean, again, this is not bad. I would change a few things like the spacing right here. The spelling is all good. The branding is good as well. So the YouTube logo absolutely nailed this. Like this looks exactly like this from YouTube. And then it got the actual format of the ad correct as well. So I'm gonna hit yes here. Now it's gonna use Banana. It's gonna open this up. Let's go ahead and find this. All right, so there it is right there. Not too bad at all. It's a little bit grainy in quality. What I would do is then upscale this using Nano Banana again, probably. But again, you get the point here. This is exactly how the dashboard actually looks if you open it up. Next, let's do this one right here. And I'm going to run these in parallel. So I'm going to run 2 and 3 here in parallel. This is why I love Claude Code, because it's able to do stuff like this. So Let's open up this and let's just do this. And then now I'm not going to give it this prefix that it told me to right here. I am just going to see what it does. Make sure that you're using the brand intelligence document that we put together to make sure everything is on point. All right. So I'm just going to copy this for the next prompt, then create a new chat, drag this down to this chat, delete this out. And now I'm going to paste this in and find the next prompt, transformation problem hook. I'm just going to enter that in and let's just see what it does. By the way, these are things I was generating earlier. I did them all at once, so there's spelling mistakes in these, but these are the types of formats that honestly are not too bad. And again, my favorite thing about VS Code, I know you could do this in the terminal, but you could open up multiple chats. So now this one is running at the same time that this is running, and there is nothing stopping us from running all of these at the exact same time, which I'm actually going to do just for the sake of this video. What I would actually do here is probably refine the starter prompt a little bit more. So like, again, it got us to this point right here, which that's not a bad ad creative at all. So let's go ahead and do number 4 right here. And let's open this up again. I'm just gonna paste this one in. Let's just see what it does with this with no extra context. Let's just let these 3 cook here. And then finally, we'll do these last 3, which is the authority template, the other authority template, and the curiosity template. And then we'll do this one as well. All right. So that is pretty much everything. If you guys want a further breakdown, obviously this is a free guide. I have our plug and play templates in our AI marketing community down below. If you want to check that out, there's a bunch of awesome people in there, business owners using AI to grow their business, get more leads, post more content, post more ads. All right, some of the results are coming in from a few different ones of these. So this one is here. The quality is a little bit worse. So I'll prompt it to like, hey, render this in 4K. But this is not bad. Pre-Aner head growth at Loom. If this is true, that would be pretty cool. And they actually took that from the internet because I didn't tell it to do so. But we went from 12K to 180K subscribers in 6 months. Studios, analytics, so which make videos keep making. So this is a testimonial for YouTube Studio as an ad creative, which is pretty sweet. It's on brand, which is just what we want. So that one is good. And you can see it learned. So it didn't make an HTML this time. It gave it to me in JPEG or an actual image, which is what I wanted it to do. Now this one didn't. So if I'm correct here, no JPJ. I heard PDF in my voice transcription, which we don't want to do. Doesn't matter, but just preference here. And then this one is also done. So that was about 3 minutes to just create another 3 ads. If you want a video on that, just let me know. You could automate this entire process, which is crazy, to auto-generate the ads. Still paying $28 CPM to reach nobody, BDB markers, voice average of 600 a month. Like that is a pretty good ad. These static ads, I don't run ads very much. All I preach here is organic. We use a lot for social media and stuff like that. But ads do insanely well, especially these static ones for software companies. So again, another ad, things I would change here. It might have YouTube in the bottom right corner, or I might have the call to action right here. So like book a free call, book a free audit, XYZ, lead magnet, stuff like that. But again, not bad. Open this up as a .jp or JPG, and I could see it. And this is the final one right here. So this is problem hook ad, YouTube Studio testimonial, and all of obviously you could load in whatever ad frameworks you have. So like before and afters and all of these different things. These are just like common ad frameworks that people use. So problem as the hook, and then solves a problem with the actual visuals as the hook, and then it solves that with YouTube, which is again, we're marketing on behalf of YouTube. So that's how that works there. Let's let it do this, and let's see this final one. This final one is before and after. So before YouTube, after YouTube. Let's see how it handles this one. I love split screen ads, transformational ads, before, after. So let's see that. Open it up. Before, after. All right, this one actually is not my favorite so far. I actually have some feedback here, please. For this one, the before is a little dull and dark. It's very blended in. Can we just make these pop a little bit more? Also, the image quality is a little degraded. Can we increase the quality of the image? Please output this again in .jpg so I could look at it and give you more feedback if necessary. Open it up in preview. All right, so we're going to do that and see how this generates. You can see that the before and after one that we're making the changes to, this is how it edits it, right? So it removes code, it adds code, removes code, adds code. I think this is fixing the problem of the quality. It's changing the dimensions a little bit, changing the background colors a little bit. So from this hex code to this hex code, I believe that's what's happening there. And it's cool because you can see the changes it's making, deleting, adding, etc. And you can't see it, but every time this happens, it pops up the actual HTML on my second monitor right here, just so I can go in and edit it or look at it more in depth, scroll through it if I really needed to, but I don't think that's needed. Usually I just allow all the edits. It's a really good job of just doing it itself. All right, and actually rendering at 2x for sharp quality. Export as a 95% quality JPEG. That will work, and that will not work. I think they actually fried it. Like this is better, but it's very blurry. Forget the instructions about that. keep the design and re-output this and open it up in preview so I could look at it. For some reason, it completely destroyed the quality. And what I would do here, guys, is I'll take the image creative and I would actually give it to another platform to upscale it. I'm going to have a video on that soon because I use AI in this sort of the same similar workflow to work for my thumbnails, and I always upscale my thumbnails using a different platform. I'll show you that in another video, so make sure you subscribe and stick around for stuff like this. But I actually like the design here more. Let's see if we get up the quality one more time. Sometimes you have to take back the instructions that you gave it because sometimes your instructions actually cook it worse than it was before. All right, there we go. Not the best quality, but still will do. Before, it's popping much more, which is what we wanted. So you can see people in like spreadsheets, checklists, and now we have something in YouTube. This is on brand. I would change the format a little bit, but again, this is basically what you could expect. And then we have all of these other templates for different hooks and different variations of ads as well. So go here. These are different types of ads you can expect. Still ads. This is before and after ads, which I think are cool. I really like this one. This one's like really, really cool. Now, one piece of advice I have for you guys, if you look really closely, some of these are not spelled correctly. Like, what does that even mean? Salesforce, not rendered in properly, not rendered in properly, not rendered in properly. These are the formats you could expect when it comes down to the minute little details of logos and text and things like that, because we didn't run into it on our variations here. What you have to do not run everything at the same time. So do not just copy and paste this whole document if you download it for free down below. If you download it, don't copy and paste the whole thing and say run all of these, because it's just overwhelming Nano Banana, in my opinion. That's not my opinion. That's what happens. Don't do that. It's going to cook the quality of all of them and the small little details, but do it one by one. Then you'll get good design and you'll get good copy, because the design here is beautiful. Like, these are awesome. I really like these. You get to play around with that a little bit. I cover the exact instructions in our premium community, but that is how to use Nano Banana 2 plus Claude Code to generate unlimited ad creatives that actually work, are actually on brand. If you learned something in this video, drop me a subscribe. It helps out a lot. So make sure you stick tuned for our other videos. They're covering topics about AI and marketing. Watch this video next, and I will see you there. Take care.